What's going on, poker community? My name is Jesus, and today I'm excited to be talking about a new product that I've been working on that's all about the global frequency. I have like the files basically built out for the flop, turn, and river for 6 max cash ranges, essentially. And today we're going to be focusing in on the flop here today. Next time we'll be looking at the turn, and the turn I gotta say is much more in depth. I don't think there's been any real work done, so definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to be able to look at the global frequency across different runouts, straight completing the low, flush completing mid, high, Broadway overcards, bricks, etc. So just really cool how that's been laid out. And again, I don't think there's been too much work done in that, so stay tuned for that. But today we're going to be mostly focusing in on the flop. Before I get started here, as you can see, I have everything built out within Excel. I am currently working with some developers to try to put this into a web-based browser solution. So think like GTO Wizard, where you can just easily toggle your spots and don't have to open up a bunch of different files. It'll just be, you just kind of pick your positions, which players you're looking at, and all the numbers will just kind of auto-populate and show you the 10,000 foot view, the global frequency across different spots here. Let's go right into these files over here. Let's take a look at this one here, what I got. So we're going to focus in today on button versus big blind, single raise pot for the flop here. So just as you can kind of quickly see, let's just go to the very top. This is going to be looking at the C betting strategy for the button. So just to kind of look at the organization here, you can see their total betting frequency, and that's kind of the summation of the 33% and the 75% frequencies, which is what I assume in my game trees overall, just to put the total bet frequency so we can kind of get a feel for the total frequency that should be bet. We have the preferred sizing for button here in this case, the EQR, the equity realization, the and impositions equity as well. And as you can see, I have the data built out for all 1,755 flops, so a really good sample set here overall. So just a lot of files that I kind of put together to bring this home here overall. So as you can see, this is the absolute highest level overview here. So all the rainbow boards, two tones, we can kind of see overall button is supposed to be C betting 73% of the time for the 33% sizing, and how that's going to influence across different board runouts. So the rainbow board is a little bit more, two-tone boards a little bit less. As you can see, like I've built a toggle feature here overall, so you can kind of see how the data changes as you kind of toggle each different spot. I have this categorized by ace high boards. By you can see like M, L. Basically, I'm looking at medium, low, and high cards as well. So a very nice categorization here to kind of look at this. Really easy to understand, really easy to follow. Just to level set here, low is anything deuce to 5, medium 6 to 9, high 10 to king, and ace is a special card, so that is just the A. And everything is just overall here kind of built in, categorized nicely here. So ace, medium, ace, medium, low, ace, low, low, basically the wheel boards here across all rainbow, single Broadway boards, king to 10, double Broadway boards kind of coming down, triple Broadway boards, and middling low boards down here at the bottom. So as you can kind of just play with this, toggle it, and overall see how the data kind of changes across different toggles. So 3-card connected when flop straights are possible. You can also kind of toggle paired boards, for example, overall. And again, it's just a matter of what's possible, otherwise you'll get NA for certain boards where you can't quite make that. So think king low low, king deuce deuce, for example. Yeah, this is basically the high level overview. You can kind of just take a look, build intuition about the game. Again, a lot of people talk about the global frequency, but not much has really been done, and I feel like this is a really cool way that I've been able to look at the game, and I feel like I'm hoping you guys will find interesting as well and want to engage with. So this is the button file. Let's just take a look at the passive. So this is the aggressor file when he's c betting. Here is now when he has to play passively. So now when he's facing aggression. So basically, it's only going to be when I don't have donking lines in here. I'm going to embed that when I do put this into the app. So stay tuned for that. But right now, it's just the check raising is all we kind of have. So you can kind of see how the data changes depending on the check 33, depending on the sizing. So if you c bet 75%, that's what you get there. And if you chose the 33% sizing, and I have 50% raise size is assumed here. And yeah, same exact categorization feature, same exact toggle feature you can kind of play with here as well. Different board textures, monotone. See the fold. Obviously, look at one thing you can clearly see here on monotone boards. You're not really supposed to raise that much. Overall, your overall range does not want to, can't suffice that. So yeah, just really cool to kind of see everything and to kind of build insights as you're kind of playing with this, to see the game at the absolute highest level. And I'm trying to roll this out on a larger scale overall here. So that's for the button here. Big blind, I have the same file. Same exact layout here. So at the very top, now it's just a matter of what c-bet sizing the button chose. So 33% versus the 50%, and the check raise 3 bets essentially. You can kind of even see that, which you're preferring to raise more than you are to call, essentially. So 33% and the 75% sizing. So you can kind of just see how the data changes overall, which is a really cool layout. And that's just ultimately what I'm trying to show here, is how the numbers are changing and trying to get people access to that information so you can kind of see how the game is supposed to be played at the highest level. Just a lot of cool insights you can kind of just gauge just by playing around with this overall. Yeah, same exact layout. This is just a passive file overall. And again, I have all the files kind of built out for all sorts of different spots. This is just one example here. We're looking at button versus big blind. So there's 3 things here that I'm ultimately looking from you guys here as I'm kind of thinking about rolling this into a web-based solution. So first of all, I need to know, like, do you guys work with solvers? Second, on a scale of 1 to 5, how useful would you find this? And 3, any comments or thoughts you guys have to make this better? I think features you'd like to see in the web-based solution as I'm kind of rolling it out in that manner as well. So once again, 1, do you use solvers? 2, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, how likely are you to engage? And 3, any comments, thoughts, feedback? Now let's quickly also look at the summary view that I put together here. This is also another way I want to kind of put it into the web-based solution ultimately. This is just a very high-level summary overview that brings together all the players in one spot here. So this is the entire in position versus the big blind, the single raise pots, the c-betting strategies in particular. So we're looking at this from the button, cutoff, hijack, and low jack perspective. And you can kind of see everybody's frequencies, the c-betting frequencies that they want to bet. Down here you can kind of see everybody's preferred sizings overall, and down here is just a really cool layout here of just the difference to the button's frequency overall. So you can see the button prefers to bet 57.5% across all monotone boards here, for example. The cutoff is betting a little bit less, as is the low jack. Everybody's about 7.5% less. So you can kind of just see who's betting more across different runouts. And let's just take a look at the categorization here. So I brought together the entire big summary view over here from the other file, the overall, unpaired, paired, and trips boards and all that. So this is the all boards category. Over here, for the most part, you're going to see this very consistently for the ace high 3 times Broadway, ace high 2 times, and the ace high 1 times Broadway. Essentially, in this case, in the connected boards, it's going to be the wheel boards. But over here, it'll be just the 1 times Broadway boards overall. Bringing it back over here, just again 3 times Broadway, 2 times, 1 times Broadway. So this is without the ace. So, you know, think King Jack Queen here, for example. 2 times, 1 times, and then just the middling low boards. Again, anything 9 high and below, and the frequencies there. So looking at the very top here, this is across all boards over here, all, connected boards right here, disconnected boards, paired boards, and monotone. So just another clean layout to kind of look at all the different, the big picture boards here and how things are changed across different runouts overall. Now, just a little bit about my background here. I've been working in finance for the past 5 years out of school, and anything building, you know, detailed, complex financial models, multi-tabs. I've taken all the Excel courses. So anything like data visualization, working with numbers, creating an analysis, things like that. You know, a lot of our work is put for like institutional clients, so think like the big portfolio managers, hedge funds. Your stuff has to be pretty clean and on point overall. So this is kind of like the standard that I hold my work to, and why I think I'm uniquely qualified to put something like this out there. I'm just somebody who just saw that solvers have kind of been out, and wanted to kind of play around with the numbers and the data, and was just ultimately starting to do this for myself as I was trying to understand the game, just like you guys. And yeah, it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and ultimately I just started thinking like I think other people might find this useful as well. So yeah, just kept getting bigger, and really excited to be putting this in front of you guys and seeing what you guys have to think and say, and hopefully this is something that you guys all want to engage with as well. Like I definitely would love to kind of put something out. I feel like this is something that is missing from the market, because I think of products like GTO Wizard, everything is very much at the micro level where you get the individual flops, the individual spots, which is great and great features that they have, but nothing has really been done in terms of the big picture, kind of summarizing everything to kind of give people that intuition. So I feel like this is something that's going to complement all sorts of different solver work that people are engaging with overall. So yeah, once again, just let me know what you guys think. We'd love to kind of hear your comments, read through stuff, and stay tuned for part two. Again, part two, we're going to focus on the turn. The turn, I feel I have a pretty unique and proprietary view of looking at it. I don't think anybody's really kind of taking it at that level where you're kind of looking straight completing cards, how the global frequency changes across different runouts. Really cool the way I kind of broke that down. Those files get pretty wieldy with data. A lot of, I think the turn file had like 90,000 rows of numbers that you have to kind of try to boil down, which is kind of cool and interesting. So yeah, I just had a lot of fun just putting this all together. So really excited for that. Stay tuned for part two. Let's look at the turn and how that can possibly set up for the river. The river is going to be even bigger. I have a good plan of attack for that, but again, we'll talk more about that in part two, guys. Stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe if you want to follow me. You'll be up to date on the latest videos that I'm going to be putting out here as this gets built out. If anybody is interested in being, like a tester as well, like we can definitely kind of keep in touch about that. So that's it for the flop here. Stay tuned for part two. We'll talk about the turn, and I'm really excited to kind of keep this going. Until next time, guys, take care.